Hey guys, how you doing? This is Manga Section. I'm here today to bring the review for My Hero Academia episode 37, Deku and Baku versus the all-powerful, almighty All Might, the last of the final exams. And now, just exactly what the episode was about. It was all about wrapping up the final exams with that little piece at the end as well. But during this episode, we found out a couple of things. If you didn't know this already, now you do know it for definitely. They were put together, Deku and Baku. They were put together because the teachers realized that these two don't get along. So the final exam for them really was to see if they could put aside their differences to do a task, and obviously this task was to be All Might within this episode. So as the episode goes on, we see, yes, Baku, because it is essentially Baku who does have the problem of Deku. We see that, yes, he is able to put aside his differences so they can work together to try and beat All Might. Was the putting aside the differences enough to beat All Might? No, hell no, and that's really a scary thought because we see some impressive power feats with the first attack All Might does. I don't think that was a named one called. I'm not sure, 100% sure, but we know that that was coming from far, far away from where Deku and Baku actually was. So the range of his attacks are impressive, and we also see an um amazing display of speed in the feet as well, where Baku and Deku, they were running for their lives trying to get to the gate, and this comes after where Deku pulls the grenade, Baku's weapon, onto All Might. So we know All Might was just standing there for a couple, I don't know, I'm gonna say a minute at most, or seconds, whatever. So but he was standing there waiting, thinking, alright, cool. But then he catches up with them almost in the instant. So we know All Might is strong and both and fast as well. And it's a scary thought because we know that within this episode he's got the restraint, so he's got the weighted he's got the wrist weights, he's got the feet weights as well. Feet he's got the ankle weights and the wrist weights on it. So we know that he's slowed down, and it's just a scary thought because if he slowed down like that, it makes you wonder what was man doing when he was in his prime before his injury, before he could be in his full clothes full clout, I should say, for as long as he wants. So that was really something that came out of the episode for me, just watching it, because I was thinking, wow, if he can do this now, what was he doing in his prime? Something else to come out of the episode as well, and I'm not sure if it's something that's been mentioned before, but we find out that Baku, he looks up to All Might as well, and this is shown through flashback where we see Baku watching All Might on TV. So we can probably safely assume that All Might inspired Baku to want to be a hero, always inspired him to be strong, because he's looking up to All Might, who he sees as strong, so inspiring him to be strong as well. So yeah, just inspired him to be strong as well. So All Might is also Baku's inspiration. The last thing I want to say is that, so we know that even with them now working together, it is still not enough. All you can say is barely enough to do what they had to do to pass this exam, because at the end of the episode we had Baku, playing the decoy while Deku ran away, and we did have All Might say that how if he had just gone straight for the gate, he would have got through no problem. So that would have been the exam cleared. But because Deku chose to try and also save well, he didn't achieve it, but because Deku went back for Baku, and because Deku went back for Baku and then went for the gate, and we have that bit where All Might is just watching them on, you can say All Might let them pass the exam because he just watched them go through. If he really wanted to, he could have speed blitz after them and made them fail the exam. But because I think that the main purpose of putting them two together to face a teacher was so they can see if they was able to put aside the differences to achieve a goal, because that essentially was their exam, and essentially they did achieve it. I think All Might was like, you know what, they've passed already theoretically, let's let them pass physically, kind of thing. So you let them go through. Another thing that All Might mentions is that these guys are really improving, and they also have leagues to go. He mentions, and he also mentions that how, yeah, they are learning. They are learning. He mentions how they didn't destroy the buildings, so that was a throwback to before where they were just causing unnecessary destruction. He's like, yeah, they're learning because they're heroes. They need to not just save people, they need to cause any unnecessary destruction. And he also just bigs them up at the end where he's saying, yeah, these guys are strong, they still got leagues to go, can't wait to see what they do in the future. So that's everything involving the final exam. So the final exam is all wrapped up. Majority of people pass. We've got a few fails on that side. Everybody's learned a few things about themselves. Well, yeah, most people have learned a few things about themselves. Some people are disappointed because they failed. We end off the episode with two new people walking into the League of Villains and saying, yo, sign me up. Sign me up. So what do you think? I already know, Manga reader. What do you think is going to happen? Do you think they're going to sign on the dotted line, or do you think they're going to set walking? So I'm going to give this episode a 3-star rating. Like always, guys, I'm asking for your thoughts and opinions. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. But most importantly, take care. Have a nice day.